welcome back and good morning from beautiful Sri Lanka. Although I'll let you in on a secret, I forgot to record this intro when I was in Sri Lanka, so I'm actually in Bangkok. But tree's a tree, right? Beautiful lush Sri Lanka is a large island located just off the southeastern coast of India, known for its diverse ecosystems, its tea plantations and its elephants. Known as Spice Island due to its historical prominence in the spice production and trade that dates back over 3,000 years, with connections to the ancient Silk Road. Influenced by various cultures through trade and colonisation, including the Portuguese, Dutch and the British, home to 6 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Sri Lanka, the pearl of the Indian Ocean. Good morning and welcome to Sri Lanka. So, my plans for this video were very different to what actually ended up happening. There's a famous saying, it's famous for a reason, best laid plans. As you may have seen in my previous video, my trip to Sri Lanka didn't quite go as planned. Being a huge understatement. Bad for me, even worse for my poor friend Kasha, who had to put up with me. Within the first few days of landing in Sri Lanka, I got food poisoning. Not something that happens to me very often. I feel quite lucky on the whole, so I just sucked it up and got on with it. But when it hit the 2-week mark, and I was still ill, still couldn't eat, couldn't really drink anything, I was fading away, basically, I knew that something was going on. So after Sri Lanka, I went to Bangkok. So I went to see a doctor, and they did a lot of tests of all sorts of tests, a barrage of tests, as it were, and it came back that I had E.Coli. It's left some long-term effects that I'm still dealing with now, which I'm feeling much better on the whole, so that's good. But for 6 months I was not very well, really. Couldn't really eat, couldn't really drink without feeling very, very ill, being very, very ill. So yeah, it was not fun, but it did massively impact my Sri Lanka trip and therefore the videos, so I apologise. I was focused on just surviving, so I didn't really do much filming. I didn't do some of the activities that I had done before. I've been to Sri Lanka a few times, so I've done things like Sigiriya and Pinawala and bits and bobs like that. So I let Kasha do those on her own. Kasha, you're a legend. She's not a big solo traveller like I am, so she sucked it up and just got on with it. So, well done, proud of you. Basically why I tried to not die. Bit dramatic, but that's how I felt at times. So this is the video. It might be a bit different from my previous ones, but this was part of the journey. So here you go. Let's go see Sri Lanka. Let's go see the various toilets of Sri Lanka. Wish I was joking. At Dambulla, up approximately 160 steps, you will find the UNESCO World Heritage Site. This temple complex dates back to the 1st century BC, so it's quite old. So Kasha, what are your first impressions of Sri Lanka so far?
Beautiful, very nice people.
Sweaty?
Yeah.
The complex consists of 5 main caves, each decorated with ancient murals and over 150 statues of Buddha and other deities. The largest cave, known as the Cave of the Great Kings, features an impressive reclining Buddha statue.
Being slow. I want to be on your next video.
I'll do an introduction. Good morning from Costa Rica. Bit of a rough night for me. I had a very, very nasty bout of food poisoning and I feel like death warmed up right now. It's probably the sickest I have ever been in my life. So I was up every 15 minutes, then every 30 minutes, then every hour for the last 12 hours. I was supposed to be doing a hike this morning, but I am hiding in bed. Fun times, I'm travelling. On the whole, I'm quite lucky. But yeah, last night was rough. I have a drive today to our next location. It's about 2 hours. So I'm just kind of hoping that goes smoothly. Wish me luck.
The Nine Arch Bridge, one of the most famous bridges in Asia, is located near Kandy. Spanning the Kalani River, it was built during the British colonial period in 1924. It has been listed as one of the most beautiful railway bridges in Southeast Asia. It's 91 metres long and stands approximately 25 metres above the river. You may recognise it from some famous movies such as Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, one of my favourites. You can walk down a very steep but paved road to reach the bridge, or you can take a tuk-tuk. Although, as you can see, you may still need to walk on the way up.
Good morning from Sri Lanka. Got the place name right that time. Another pretty rough night. You can probably tell from my face. I got a little bit more sleep, but I'm just in quite a lot of pain. My stomach feels like it's full of angry hedgehogs who are having a knife fight. I don't know what we're doing today. It'll be a mystery. I'm just along for the ride at this point, honestly. So it's good. I'm like a coiled spring, ready to spring into action.
Visitors can tour one of the many spice gardens found all over the island. During these tours, you'll get shown how the spices are grown, cultivated, harvested, and the various uses. These usually end in a gift shop, which will very successfully part you with lots of your money. Dating back between the 8th and 10th centuries, Nalanda Gejagi is an ancient stone temple that has a blend of Hindu and Buddhist styles. It was relocated in the 1980s to a higher location due to rising waters of a local reservoir. This was one of the more peaceful temples we visited. There was barely any other tourists here. Kandy is known as the cultural heart of Sri Lanka. Founded in the 14th century, Kandy served as the last stronghold of the Sri Lankan kings before the Portuguese and then the British took over. It was the royal capital until 1815, and it remains the cultural and spiritual hub of the country. The Temple of the Tooth is the most sacred Buddhist temple in Sri Lanka, housing a tooth relic of Lord Buddha. Kandy is also a great place to catch a traditional dance show, such as this one.
Another update from Leanne's mobile phone video log. Another day of feeling pretty shitty. I wasn't sick today, which is good. My stomach is not happy though, and I can't eat or drink anything. So therefore I just have no energy and a banging headache. The nausea is another level with this thing. I don't know what is going on.
Asha in her natural habitat.
The best oat milk coffee ever.
Thank you for bearing with me in this slightly dull video. I apologise for the epic amount of sickness. Next week in Sri Lanka Part 2, tea, temples and some trains. See you there, hopefully.